Well. I just finished doing a live, and I didn't know that the big, beautiful bill has passed. Let it know, right?
The bill is passed.
All right, here's the thing. Now that the bill has passed, everything that we were told, everything that we have read, I believe that some reps, which it's okay. Of course, it's allowed, right, to have differences of opinions and maybe interpretations of what would work, what wouldn't work. This gives me hope that I can actually be one of those representatives. Not that I want to be, because I cannot sit there and be insulted without being able to say anything on my defense. So that probably wouldn't be a good idea. But the fact is that I believe from day one, from the time that he says the big beautiful bill is going to do no taxes on overtime, no taxes on tip, and no taxes on Social Security, it did one thing. First of all, it reminded me how little I'm aware of what's going on in our country. I did not know that Social Security was being taxed. See, taxes has been the biggest problem that we have seen in blue states. And I believe it was before 1920s, around 1913, we didn't pay taxes. You remember, we separated from the British because they were, well, besides the taxes that we didn't agree with, of course, they were burning our villages, our cities and towns, and whatever we had back then, right? They were oppressing the people, and the people were saying they are not worthy to govern them. So the people need a government, which is what we want. Of course, we want government, but it needs to be fair for the people. We just want really a representative that will help the people and make this country, you know, prosperous and peaceful and strong for everybody that lives in it. But, with that being said, I think the big, beautiful bill, cutting those taxes, I know a lot of people complain on the big tax cuts for the rich, but I want you to remember this. If you keep overtaxing, overregulating big businesses, and overtaxing rich people to give the money away to somebody that's lazy, that doesn't work, and doesn't do anything for this country, it is not fair, and it's going to make them say, hey, you know what? You don't love this country anyway. I'm not going to pay for you to be an entitled little brat that is anti-patriotic, that doesn't love this country. So they're going to leave. They're going to go somewhere else. Now, hopefully this doesn't happen. I'm a big believer. Now, you guys probably know I'm not even middle class. I'm on the poor side, of the folks, and it's a good thing to be poor in America, at least for us. We have a roof over our head, we got food, we got a nice vehicle, reliable car, and we got work, full time work, and so we're blessed. We're thankful, and so we don't really consider ourselves poor, but by standards, right? My salary is really, it's not even a salary. But I am very thankful to be in this country, and I love this country and the people in it. Um, it is important to know that companies need tax breaks so that they can keep employees employed. Big companies. I am all for big companies getting big tax cuts and the regulations and all this other stuff. Now, I am with you if you're complaining that a CEO is making $34 million a year. That's too much, guys. That's too much. I get it. This is a capital world, right? And capitalism is allowed for you to make as much money as you want. So what happens? People make the investment, they take all the risk, they got to get most of the gain. But if they have tax cuts, this will allow for them to maintain, number one, give better wages, and to maintain employment for their working force. Having no overtime tax, I will tell you something. I wish I was working on Boeing right now. Because where I work overtime sometimes, but it's not. It's very minimal. But at Boeing, I've seen these guys. They work 7 days a week. Oh my goodness, these guys are going to be rich. They work 7 days a week, and I believe they get paid triple overtime at some point if they work so much. So imagine getting all that money and then no taxes on thousands and thousands of dollars made. It makes me jealous. But you know what? God bless them, and I hope they get a lot of it. They got 4 years during Trump's presidency to enjoy that. If you're a server or you're an industry that pays tips, is actually what you make the most money on. Enjoy it for the next 4 years, and I hope it's as good as we think it is and better. I am very excited that it finally passed because I've been pushing on this big, beautiful bill for a long time. And I'm glad that our ICE agents, that our Border Patrol is going to have the money that they need to keep securing the border. I believe they're still building parts of the walls as we speak. So, very exciting times. Guys, I wanted to give you this update. I hope that you guys received this well, and let's keep hopeful. Let's see what happens in the next, let's say, the next year, and see if we can see a difference on our money that we make, on our economy. And man, for Pete's sakes, stop voting for Democrats that want to raise taxes. Why do you want to go back to the Egypt? Israel was freed after hundreds of years of slavery. And what was the first thing they said when they were across the ocean? I want to go back to Egypt. But you were used to get beat. You were a slave. You were suffering. Why would you go back to that? That's exactly what you do when you support Democrats. Let's not do that. Hopefully, Democrats come back to being the real Democrats and we get rid of all these communist American haters. And yeah, that's it. Man, so excited. I knew it. Never doubted it. Hey, thanks for watching this video. Till next time, guys. Peace.